Welcome back to lecture 36, surface and volume integrals. These two integrals are related to upcoming Stokes theorem and Gauss divergence theorem. So before study of Gauss and divergence theorem, let's see what is the surface and volume integral and how to define these integral and what these integral actually represents in real life applications. Let's see. So firstly, I'm going to study a very important definition that is called orientable surfaces. A smooth, continuously differentiable and derivative is not equal to zero. I will discuss the definition of a smooth in complex analysis module in detail. Surface capital S is said to be orientable if there exists a continuous unit normal vector field n cap. Unit normal vector field n cap defined at each point xyz on the surface. We then say that the vector field n cap, that is function of xyz, is the orientation of surface S. This orientation can be in the direction of upward or downward. We will see it later. Let capital S be an, now I'm taking orientable surface. Means it has orientation also. Surface, choose a unit vector n cap and orient the surface capital S. Then n cap is written as n cap equal to cos alpha I plus cos beta j plus cos gamma k. Here you can take the orientation. Suppose this is your surface. The orientation can be in upward direction. This is your surface. Or you can take, this is your surface and orientation you can take downward. This is n cap, that is orientation. Or you can see that at any point, the orientation can be defined. Suppose at point this, you want, this will be the n cap and just opposite direction will be the minus n cap in a same surface. And this is nothing else. If this surface is represented by fxyz equal to c, this is representing a level surface. For any particular c, you will get this surface only. Then n cap is a unit normal vector that is given by grade f over grade f magnitude. I have discussed this in lecture 32. You can see the gradient topic. If this surface is defined for particular C in this form, this C is representing as the level surface. You can see this level surface definition in lecture 31. Here, actually, n cap vector is a unit vector, and it is making at any point. Suppose this is your n cap vector. I am taking p is any point, and this is making angle alpha with x-axis. This is your y-axis. Suppose then making beta angle with y-axis and gamma angle with z-axis. Then n cap I am taking here cos alpha I plus cos beta j plus cos gamma k. Alpha, beta, gamma are the angle with unit step, with unit normal vector n cap here. Remember one important point. We know that the magnitude of n cap is 1, and if you take here, you will get cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is 1. This is very famous result, direction cosines, you have studied in class 10 plus 2 in 3D topic. Now if we define a vector function v, if we define, we can see that n cap I am taking here cos alpha I plus cos beta j plus cos gamma k. If you take the dot product of n cap with I, you will get this is equal to cos alpha only. If you take the dot product with the j, it will give you cos beta, and if you take the dot product with the k, it will give you cos gamma. Now, let vector v is equal to v1 xyz I cap plus v2 xyz j plus v3 xyz k be a vector field. Then the surface integral is defined as over the surface S v dot n cap dA. dA is the area element here. Some people represent as ds also. Another notation is v dot n cap ds, but I will prefer here dA notation. S is surface here. Then this is representing the surface integral. And if you substitute the value of v and n here, you will get over the surface S v1 cos alpha plus v2 cos beta plus v3 cos gamma dA. I am taking this notation, and if you put v is this vector and n is this vector, take the dot product, you will get this type of expression only. Or we can write it, in the remark case I am writing here. This is equal to the surface integral is equal to the, we can write v1 cos alpha dA. I am taking multiplication with each components, v2 cos beta dA plus v3 cos gamma dA. Now this is equal to the v1 dy dz. I will tell you how. Plus v2 dz dx plus v3 dx dy. So this surface integral is equal to this expression also, where cos alpha into dA is written as dy dz. Or you can write n dot I cap. Cos alpha is n cap into I cap dot product is dA is equal to dy dz, or dA is equal to dy dz over n cap dot I cap. It can be proved also using the projection, but for right now you can understand it, but if you want you can prove it using the help of projections. And cos beta into dA is replaced with dz dx, and it is equal to n dot j cap dA is equal to dz dx. So dA will be dz dx over n dot j. If you take the another projection similarly, cos gamma dA is equal to dx dy. So the dA will be dx dy over n dot k cap. So these are very, very important result. How you can take the projection on YZ plane, ZX plane and XY plane here. Let's see the one important application of surface integral, that is called flux. Let's see what is the flux of a vector field through a surface capital S. Let V vector is V1I plus V2J plus V3K, where V1, V2, V3 are function of X, Y, Z. Be a vector field representing the velocity field of a fluid. The flux of the velocity vector V through the small area delta A is approximated or given as approximated by V dot n cap delta A, where n cap is the unit vector normal to the surface, or you can say unit normal vector. The total flux or total volume of the fluid flowing through surface S per unit time is called the flux of vector field V through surface S. It is given by flux is equal to the surface integral V dot n cap dA. V dot n cap dA. So what is your flux? Flux is the rate per unit time of the volume of the fluid. The total volume of the fluid flowing through surfaces per unit time is called the flux of vector field V through surface S. And the expression is given as by this surface integral, where dA you know very well is equal to dy dz over n dot I, or dA is equal to dx dz over n dot j, or dA is equal to dx dy over n dot k. It depends in which plane you want to take the projection. According to the this expression, we select our dA, or sometime we have to see the n cap, vector n cap, and which vector n cap and this expression suit, we take the dA. We will discuss it in examples. Let's see first example, that is evaluate the surface integral f dot n cap dA, where vector field f is given as z square I plus xyz minus y square k, and capital S is the portion of the surface of the cylinder x square plus y square equal to 36, and z is between 0 to 4 in the first octant in the first octant. Let's see the solution. What is the given surface? The given surface is actually circle, and we are taking it on z-axis from 0 to 4. Actually, z-axis is giving it height. This is the height of the cylinder, is 4 unit. And this is the circular part of the cylinder with radius 6. Z-axis is giving you height. So the surface is actually circular, and this circle is extended up to 4 height, unit 4 height, then it become a cylinder. So the surface F is given as x square plus y square minus 36 equal to 0. Be the surface. And you know that how to take the unit step, unit normal vector n cap. N cap is given as grade f over grade f magnitude. So the gradient of EF will be 2xi plus 2yj. Now if you take the magnitude, it will become 2x square plus 2y square. So n cap you can take 2 outside, xi plus yj over, if you take 2 will be outside, x square plus y square, 2 is cancelled out. So n cap will be xi plus yj over 6. Actually, x square plus y square is given you 36, then you take the under root, it will become 6. So this is your unit normal vector, which orientation is outside to the given surface F. Now I'm going to calculate F dot n cap. Always calculate this expression first. It will give you little bit idea. What is F z square I plus xyz minus y square k dot x by 6 xi plus yj over 6. If you take the dot product 1 by 6, you can take outside. It will become xz square plus xy square if you take the dot product, or you can write x by 6 y square plus z square. So we can see that x by 6 is outside here. Okay. Now we calculate dA. dA is equal to dy dz over n dot I. So it will become dy dz over, I am taking here all the 3 dA. What is n cap here? N cap is xi plus yj by 6. Now if you take n dot I, it will become x by 6. Okay. What is the another dA? This is equal to dx dz over n dot j. It will become dx dz over n dot j. It will become y by 6. And the third dA is dx dy over n dot k. This projection is not possible because n dot k is 0. So it will not be defined. Actually, your given surface in 2 dimensions. So this expression we cannot take. So we have 2 choices for dA. We can take this expression for dA, or we can take this expression for dF. Now we will see the f dot n cap. We can see that x by 6 is outside. So if we take the first expression, x by 6 will be cancelled out, and our remaining integration will be in y and z. So if you take y, this expression, then y by 6 will not be cancelled. It will be more difficult to evaluate this integral. But by taking this expression dA, x by 6 is going to be cancelled out. So our surface integral will become x by 6, f dot n cap is x by 6 y square plus z square. And dA is dy dz over x by 6. So x by 6 is cancelled out. Now you are in double integration dy dz. So take the projection in yz plane. Take the projection in yz plane. In yz plane. So you can see the limit of y and z is very easy here. The limit of z is given to you, that is z is given to you 0 to 4. And for the y, you can see the circle is given x square plus y square equal to 36. So if you take in xy plane, this is a circle. Now, you are in first octant. It means you will be in the first quadrant. So in the circle, okay, I am going to take firstly double integration in z. So z is from 0 to 4. Y square plus z square dz. Now the problem with the limit of y, what we have to choose? Y. Some people take y and x. X is here also from 0 to 6, but we can take one limit, it's constant, and another will be the in the form of variable because the bounded region sides are not parallel to axis. So here two possibilities. You can take x is from 0 to 6. Then for y you have to take the strip. It will be 0 to under root 36 minus x square. Or you can take y is from 0 to 6. Then your x, for the x you have to draw the strip, and the lower limit of x will be 0 and upper limit will be under root 36 minus y square. So you can take any of the two limits here in this circular region. When you draw the strip parallel to y-axis, when you draw the strip parallel to x-axis. So I am interested in the constant limit only. Why take this limit? Why? Because it will be difficult for us and we don't have the term of x here. So we will take the limit of y, that is constant, 0 to 6. If we have to take x and y both here, then we have to take x or y here from this limit. Then we can take y. If y is constant, then we have to take x in variable. If x is constant, then we have to take y in variable. But here we want only one limit. We do not want x limit, so we will take y as a constant limit. If we want both the limit x and y, then we have to take one constant and one variable. But luckily in our problem, x variable is not present, dx or x component is not here, so we will take y as a constant limit. So if you integrate with respect to y, it will be y square z plus z cube by 3, 0 to 4 dy. So simplify it now. If apply the limit in z firstly, then it will be 4y square plus 4 cube by 3 dy. And if you simplify it, you will get this is equal to 416. So the given integration value is 416. Take another example. Evaluate the surface integral f dot n cap dA, where sorry, f vector is 6zi plus 6j plus 3yk, and capital S is the portion of the plane 2x plus 3y plus 4z equal to 12, which is in the first octant. Let's see the solution. If we see carefully, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, this is your z-axis. If you take x limit, then y and z is 0, then x is from 0 to 2, y is from 0 to 3, and z is from 0 to 4. So this is actually plane. This is the plane. And you are taking the in first octant. So suppose this is your first octant. So this is your surface. And n cap vector is this one. Now what is your E of this? Surface is given plane, that is 2x plus 3y plus 4z minus 12 equal to 0 is the given surface. Now we will find the n cap. N cap is grade phi over grade phi magnitude. So it will be 2i if you take the gradient of the f, 3j plus 4k over under root 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. So n cap is 2i plus 3j plus 4k over under root 29. So this is your unit normal vector. Now what we will do, we will calculate f dot n cap firstly. It will give you lot of idea. So what is your f? 6zi plus 6j plus 3yk cap dot product n cap, that is 1 over root 29, 2i plus 3j plus 4k. If you simplify it, it will give you 1 over root 29, 12z plus 18 plus 12y. Or if you take 6 outside, that will be 6 by root 29, 2y plus 2z plus 3. It means you have only y and z component. So it will be better to take dA in the form of y and z. That will be n dot I. If your component is x and z, then take dx dz. If your component is in dx dy, then take dx dy. If in all, then you choose, you put all the three dA in dx dy, dyz, dz, dx. Select which dA which is simplifying your calculation. Like in the previous problem, you can see that in the f dot n cap, all the three component x, y, z are present. So we have defined all the three dA, but this dA is working because x by 6 is cancelled out. Similarly, here there is a no problem. We can take directly dA, dy, dz because y and z limit are present here. So it will be dy dz over n dot I. If you take n cap dot I cap, n cap is this one, 2i plus 3j plus 4k over root 29. If you take the dot product with I, it will give you 2 over root 29. So what will be the given surface integral now? F dot n cap dA is equal to f dot n cap is 6 by root 29, 2y plus 2z plus 3. dA vector is dy dz over 2 over root 29. Root 29 is cancelled, 2 is cancelled out with 6, so it will be 3. Now it will give you, it is equal to 3 times surface integral 2y plus 2z plus 3 dy dz. You are in yz plane, so take the yz plane now. Yz plane. In yz plane, your x is going to be 0. So the plane 2x plus 3y plus 4z equal to 12 will become a straight line in yz plane. When you put x equal to 0, it will give you 3y plus 4z equal to 12. So if you draw here, this is the straight line. The limit of y is 0 to 3 and this is your 0 to 4. So 0 comma 4, this is your 3 comma 0. In first octant will become now first quadrant. But the bounded region sides are not parallel to axis. So one limit will be constant and another limit will be variable. So what is your selection? I am taking y as a constant limit, then y will be from 0 to 3. Then for the z, you have to take the variable limit. So the variable limit of z, the strip, and this straight line is representing by 3y plus 4z equal to 12 because you are in yz plane, so x is 0. Now, z on y axis will be 0. And from the head of the strip, you have to go at this line, and the value of z is 12 minus 3y over 4. 2y plus 2z plus 3 dz, then you have to integrate with respect to dy. So if you simplify it, you will get the answer is 138. There are many ways to solve it. Some people solve in xy also, then we put the value of x from here in terms of y and z, but this is the best way to solve this problem. Let's see what is the volume integral. This will be useful in Gauss divergence theorem. Suppose V is a volume bounded by surface capital S. Suppose fxyz is a single valued function defined over V. Then the volume integral of fxyz over V is defined as, it is a triple integration, volume is defined as volume element fxyz dv, where dv is equal to dx dy dz. This is the volume element, and this is a simple triple integration. If you see my multiple integral part 2, I have solved some of the problems related to triple integration, and more we will see in Gauss divergence theorem. So here I'm not going to solve any example. You can see multiple integral part 2 lecture. I have solved several examples based on triple integration, and we will see this volume integral. This is a simple triple integration of a scalar field here. We will see in detail in Gauss divergence theorem how to evaluate some more problems related to triple integration. Earlier, I have already solved this type of integral in multiple integral part 2. Okay, thank you. So in the next class, we will study the Stokes theorem.